Hi guys. I hope the last lesson was a little bit of a fresh start, right? A little easy for us. Um, Review even, right, from previous grade levels. We're just using different vocabulary, right? Calling them linear equations. And so today, for Unit 4, Lesson 3, we're going to be solving two-step linear equations. And so the biggest thing that we need to remember when there's more than one step is we need to work backwards from PEMDAS, or Miss Elstein likes to use the word GEMS, which is grouping symbols, and then exponents, and then multiplication and division, and subtraction and addition. But so that's what she likes to call it, because mostly because of this first part. It's not just parentheses we have to worry about. We have to worry about all grouping symbols. So with that though, in order to solve an equation for a variable, we have to work backwards from PEMDAS. So we're going to get rid of like addition and subtraction first, then we'll get rid of multiplication and division. Okay? So I've got some examples set up. I have 3 for you today. The first one is number 2 on your practice. So with this one, if the first thing we want to do, we're like moving away from the exponent into, or not the exponent, I'm sorry. We're moving from the furthest away from the variable in towards it, okay? So first we're going to get rid of addition or subtraction, which in this case, right now we are subtracting 11. So in order to get rid of it, we are going to add 11. And we're going to do that on both sides because we want to make sure that we keep the equation balanced. Negative 11 plus 11 is 0, so those cancel, and we have 5x on the left, and then 19 plus 11 is 30. Okay, we're getting there. Next, we are multiplying by negative 5 right now, so in order to get rid of that and continue our work towards isolating our variable, we are going to do the opposite operation, which is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5. By doing so, I'm keeping the equation balanced. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is positive 1, so we're left with positive 1x. And then 30 divided by negative 5 is negative 6. Okay, so, and then you can plug it back in. Negative 5 times negative 6, well, that's 30, minus 11 does give us 19. Number 2 is number 4 on your practice. I chose this one because this is the first point where we see fractions, okay? So with this, again, we're going to get rid of addition or subtraction first. So first we're adding 2. To get rid of that, I need to subtract 2 from both sides. I'm left with negative 4/3 x equals 8. Okay, so those will cancel. Now, this is part, like, you got to jog your memory back to 7th and 6th grade. We have to do the opposite operation, right? Which is division. But when it comes to division with fractions, if you remember, we have to do same, change, flip. You keep the first one the same, you change your symbol, and then you flip the second fraction. So with that, and they do go over this in your lesson, so pay attention to that part. In order to cancel this out, what I need to do is I need to multiply by its reciprocal, which is the same thing as dividing by that fraction. So I'm going to do that on both sides of my equation. Because let's see, first off we have a negative times a negative, which gives me a positive x, right? And then 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. So, and then 12 over 12 would divide by 1. So they cancel each other out, and we're left with x. So on this side, if you want to, you could put the 8 over 1. That can just help you to make sure that you're multiplying your fractions correctly, or your whole number and fraction. 8 times, let's see, first off we have a positive times a negative, which gives us a negative answer. 8 times 3 is 24, and then 1 times 4 is 4, okay? Leaving us with x equal to, and then a fraction like this, really it's a division problem, right? So we have negative, and then 24 divided by 4 is 6. Look at that, they both came out to negative 6. Okay? All right, hopefully that helps, but make sure you focus on those practice problems throughout the lesson. With this next one, this is number 5 on the quick check, okay? So this one has a very different setup. This time, like, there's a number over here that we got to deal with first, then we're going to deal with the fraction over there. Well, right now I have a positive 3. In order to get rid of that, I need a negative 3. So 3 minus 3 is 0, so those cancel. That's good. That's part of my goal. Now I have negative 5/6 x, no, just kidding, negative 6/5 x, and then negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. Okay? Same thing as last time. I'm multiplying by a fraction right now. The opposite of that would be to divide by the fraction, but when we divide by fractions, we end up multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to multiply by negative 5/6 on both sides. They'll cancel over here. I'm left with x equals, this time I have a negative times a negative, which means my answer is going to be positive. I can put the 6 over 1. And this time, there's a couple things we could do. We could recognize, hey, I've got a 6 in my numerator and a 6 in my denominator. So those cancel, right? Or they reduce. We can pull that 6 out. Or, and if that doesn't feel comfortable to you, that's fine. Go ahead and just multiply like we normally would. Negative 6 times negative 5 is positive 30. 1 times 6 is 6. So x is equal to 5. And notice if I had taken that 6 out, we would have just been left with that 5 as well. Okay? All right, as always, I certainly hope that helps, and if you need more support, you just let me know.